In the winter of 1942, I got separated from my unit and was hiding from the enemy in a dense forest. In the morning, I woke up in the witch's bed. My name is Eddie Harlan, 22, a farm boy from Iowa turned soldier, shipped overseas 6 months ago. We were moving through a white forest when the ambush hit. Shells punching holes in the sky, bullets stitching the trees. I ran. Branches ripped my face. Snow clung to my boots. Every step a fight. Men fell around me. Ramirez disappeared in a spray of snow and blood. I fired on the move until the rifle jammed, ears ringing, lungs burning. A hot sting seared my side, shrapnel or a ricochet, but I kept running, crawling, sliding, never stopping. The forest swallowed the noise, then silence came like a trap. Snow settled over prints and bodies alike. My wound burned. My breath came short. Wolves howled in the dark beyond the trees. I kept moving anyway, because standing still meant dying. Hours passed like a dream. Step, stumble, curse. The cold crept higher, freezing me from the feet up. I'd lost my canteen, my throat dry as sand. Around midnight, shapes began to move in the snow. Men, maybe friends, maybe ghosts. I whispered the Lord's Prayer, teeth chattering. Once, I saw eyes glowing yellow in the dark. 2 pairs, low to the ground, then gone when I aimed my rifle. My side throbbed, every step agony. Didn't matter. Keep moving or die out here. Night was deep and silent when I saw it. A cabin buried between the trees. Smoke rising straight into the black sky. The logs were dark with moss and tar. One window glowing faint yellow, a warm light that meant life. No path to it, just thorns and brush. I pushed through. Crouched 30 yards out, I raised the rifle. Fogged, useless. Inside, something moved. A figure pacing. And lower down, a flicker, maybe a tail. No footprints in the snow. Everything untouched. My ribs burned. 20 yards. 10. Heart pounding. I clicked off the safety. 5 yards from the door, it opened on its own. Warm air spilled out, smelling of wood smoke, herbs and stew. In the doorway stood a woman, barefoot on the icy step, wearing a thin white nightshirt that clung to her skin, almost see-through in the light. Long dark hair hung loose. Her face both sharp and soft, high cheekbones, full lips, eyes bright green. Her breath smoked in the cold, but she didn't shiver. "Come inside," she said quietly. "The wolves won't follow you here." I hesitated, rifle shaking. But the cold was winning, and her eyes promised warmth. I stepped inside. The door closed behind me, latch clicking like a lock. Inside, it was hot and dry. The room was one space, kitchen and bed together. Shelves covered the walls, filled with jars, herbs, and strange objects. Roots twisted like hands. A bowl on the table held wax mixed with iron nails and salt. Beside it lay red thread coiled in a loop. In the corner stood a gramophone. Over a basin hung a black mirror, covered by a thin veil that moved though no air stirred. By the door, a saucer of milk rimmed with bits of fur. Sit, she said, guiding me to a stool near the fire. Her hands were cool and firm as she opened my jacket and looked at the wound. Up close, she smelled like resin and berries. "Bad one," she murmured. She brought a bowl, cut my shirt, and cleaned the wound with spirit that burned like hell. "Breathe," she said, packing it with crushed leaves that numbed the pain, then tying it with clean linen. Her fingers paused on my chest, cold against the heat of my skin. "You're safe now." She poured a dark brew from a kettle. It smelled sweet, but with a metallic note. "Drink," she said. "It'll calm you."
Drink.
The first sip burned, spreading warmth through my chest. The second softened the room. What's your name?" she asked, refilling my cup, her eyes fixed on me. "Eddie," I said. "Eddie Harlan." She smiled. "Mira." She said nothing else. Just watched as I finished the third cup. The fire crackled. The wind beat against the walls. "You look half frozen," she said, moving close, her hip brushing my knee. "Dance with me. It warms the blood." Before I could answer, she wound the gramophone and dropped the needle. A waltz began to play, quiet and scratchy. She held out her hand. "Come." I took it and stood, unsteady. We moved awkwardly at first, then found rhythm. Her body pressed to mine, our hips aligned, warmth growing between us. Her thigh brushed mine with every turn. "Eddie," she whispered near my ear, her breath warm and smelling of mint and smoke. Her fingers slid to my waist. The room turned with the music, shadows spinning on the walls. Laughter broke between us. Mine, hers, low and rough. I spun her shirt lifting, skin pale in the firelight. Her breasts brushed against my chest as we turned, soft and warm through the thin fabric. For a while there was no war, no wolves, just her body against mine, her breath on my neck, her hand tracing my back, her nails light. I leaned in, kissed her temple. She didn't pull away. She pressed closer, thigh firm, promise in her movement. The record skipped, but we didn't stop. The world narrowed to her scent and her whisper. "Stay with me, Eddie, just tonight." She led me to the bed, a low frame covered with furs that smelled of earth and musk. "Rest," she said, pushing me down, lying beside me, hip to hip under the covers. The furs trapped the heat, her body a furnace against mine. Her thigh lay over my leg, her arm across my chest. She whispered near my ear. "Warm now. Safe. Mine." The drink pulled me under, heavy and slow. Outside, something scraped the window. 2 yellow slits blinked and vanished. Her fingers moved along my ribs, stopping at the bandage. I shifted toward her, my hand cupping her breast. She caught my wrist gently, moving it away. "Soon," she whispered. Then came a quick sting at my thumb like a needle prick. Warmth spread through me. She kissed my forehead, dry and soft, and everything went dark. The last thing I heard was her faint purring somewhere under the bed. Gray light crept through the cracks at dawn. The bed was empty, the furs cold. My head throbbed, but the wound was gone, skin smooth, the scar fading fast. The room felt alive. The jars on the shelves dripped condensation. The bowl of salt and pins stirred by itself. Mira was gone. I stood up, or tried to. My body felt wrong, too light. My fingers, no, paws curled against the floorboards. Black fur rippled along my arms. Panic surged. I stumbled toward the mirror. The veil slid off. Not me. A black cat stared back. Sleek fur, amber eyes, my dog tags hanging from its neck. Eddie Harlan. I tried to scream, but only a hiss came out. The door opened. Mira stepped in with firewood. She looked different. Skin pale, lips cracked, hair tangled, eyes still green. "There," she said softly. "Good Eddie." The house missed its watcher. She lifted me easily. I tried to fight, weak and shaking. Her fingers rubbed under my chin and a purr escaped my throat before I could stop it. "You wanted shelter," she said softly. "I gave it to you. The war is gone now. No more running." Outside, wolves circled far off, keeping their distance. By the door, a saucer of milk waited, surface smooth and untouched. She smiled, tired, almost kind. "You'll forget soon. All soldiers do." The gramophone clicked once. In the mirror, a black cat blinked slowly, calm and still, and the soldier was gone.